I'm Dan from Ausgel.
And I'm Lee from M4A1 and also Primal Tech Armory.
Hi, I'm Ryan from Laylax.
And Masaki from Laylax.
And today we're talking with the guys from Laylax about some pretty cool high quality stuff coming to Australia soon. All right, so Masaki, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us for this video podcast interview. We really appreciate it. You guys, your brand has become so popular across the airsoft world, and we are absolutely thrilled and excited to see this come to Australia and see it introduced into the gel ball scene. But first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please, Masaki?
Okay, well, I joined the company 2014, I think. Then been around, almost 6 years. Wow, time flies. Prior to this job, I was in more of an otaku-based business, which is like manga, game, anime, you name it, those stuff.
Cool.
Production, licensing out, licensing in, producer for some of the figurines and stuff. And I was self-employed for quite a while, and then decided to move back to Osaka. I was in Tokyo for a while, and then moved back to Osaka, where I grew up. And then I had the opportunity to talk to people here in Laylax. And they basically explain about how they do business here. And airsoft is not just for the, doesn't complete without upgrading it. And my original idea of airsoft is which I grew up with, which is like the high power, like beat the shit out of each other. Not fun.
That's what we love. Yep.
Well, yeah. And then I was like, whoa, that's not mine. But Japanese government kicked in and said, hey, you know what? There's no more of this high power lethal thing. We cap it to up to 1.0. Well, actually 0.98 joule limit, and you gotta play under it. So the more of a fun hobby, not kind of blues a little bit, but it's a fun hobby, and I joined it. Originally, pursue the same thing I used to do, the licensing stuff. Few years back, we had an opportunity to work with the, some of you may know the title, the Ghost in the Shell. We made a gun based on that kind of stuff. So anyway, I thought I joined the company doing the licensing business. And then soon my boss found out that I used to live in the States for a while and exhibit few like toy shows like San Diego Comic-Con and those type of stuff. So like, so you have experience, attending those events and overseas. Why don't you go check out the SHOT Show in Las Vegas? That's like 3 months after I joined the company.
Oh, wow.
And so then I showed up with all the Laylax hat and the jacket with Laylax logo, and then I was pretty amazed that and shocked that how many people already knew who we are, and like, well, you're from Prometheus, or you're from like a Nine Ball, and that's not something I was expected. So then ever since that, I got serious about promoting our brands officially to overseas, because prior to that, all the Japanese domestic distributor has been shipping it out to the other country. So that's a major change. So anyways, I started working with the other accounts overseas and got more requests, got more sales. More frequently I get to fly, and then I need more people. Then I got this guy recently.
Nice.
Yeah, well, and can you tell us a bit more as well, Ryan, with your background and what it is that you're doing also at Laylax, please?
Yes, thank you. So currently, this is my 8th month, almost 1 year here at Laylax. And so I've been in Japan for almost 12 years. And I have had a bunch of experiences. Prior to this, I was actually an English teacher for 5 years, out in the countryside in the Japanese mountains.
Very
with
nice.
all the wild boars and animals and stuff.
Cool.
While I was out there, I had some free time, and I've actually been in the sport, in airsoft, since probably junior high school.
Wow.
So, in fact, when I was 14, I started, got my first Springer, plinking friends in the backyard. You know how we all started, the
Yeah.
cheap Springers in the backyard. Half of your friends aren't even wearing iPro, really dangerous. But as time went along, because I started playing in California, then I moved to Georgia in the United States. Yeah, we have a lot of QB fields around Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I'm from. And my very first actual field was SS Air. And from there, I started with AEGs and proper gas blowback stuff. And kind of just continued throughout my college years and as I got older. Then when I moved to Japan, I had a bit of a hiatus because I didn't know much about the airsoft in Japan. But as I got back into it, I started to realize, hey, wouldn't it be great if other foreign people, other non-Japanese living in Japan could get together and just play airsoft? So I kind of started a small airsoft group geared towards people who couldn't really read or speak Japanese, or just anyone who wanted anything like international airsoft gaming and all that stuff. So I formed this group, and it slowly grew over the years. And one thing led to another. I got into teching, started teching everyone's guns, found out about Laylax, basically checked everyone's guns out with all the Prometheus, Nine Ball, and other parts. And then when my time came to an end as a teacher, I started searching for a job. And luckily enough, just in time, Masaki posted online a position for international operations. So, and then I just applied, and we got along really well, and I've been here ever since. And now I work in the international operations in North America and soon Australia.
Excellent.
And also I work with our international media, specifically Facebook and Instagram. So you can always check us out there for any new products or anything cool that we're working on.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's basically my story here so far.
All right, so Masaki, can you run us through what the Prometheus and Nine Ball brands are?
Okay, well, for the longest time, our name Laylax, we weren't really known as the name of the company. We more probably best known as a Prometheus. Prometheus basically is the brand name label based on the parts for AEG. Whatever AEG, especially internal under Prometheus brand. So gears, cylinder, piston, of course, barrels. Those are Prometheus. Then Nine Ball, on the other hand, is the GBB, the gas blowback. So mostly pistol, well, not necessarily just a pistol, but the gas blowback related parts, especially internal parts, are Nine Ball. And we have so many other brands, the Nitro Boys or Satellite, so many other sub-brands under a Laylax company. But those two difference are one for AEG, Prometheus, and Nine Ball for GBB.
Do you guys have anything you can show us at all there on hand by any chance?
Yeah, we have quite a few things.
Yeah.
So,
Gather around here.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and go in order with the Prometheus and then talk about some Nine Ball things.
Awesome.
So let's first talk about something we just released. Yeah. Okay. All right. So something big that we just released a month ago, or it's coming out this month technically, is our new 8mm gearbox shell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As you may have seen, aluminum, CNC, fantastic split panel design. So this is a big one that's coming out right now. And, soon you can build full Prometheus gearbox shell and just have the top of the line Prometheus build. So currently, we have one of these kitted out with our ARP9 over here. So this is like our Special or Prometheus Special build, all internals, Prometheus.
ARP9.
Looks very familiar, right?
Yeah, and it's super souped up with our new gearbox shell. So we're just going to give it a go real quick. Unloaded right next to our safety area, but it's very smooth, very sweet,
Yes, very nice.
very fast.
Oh,
wow.
So, yeah, that's what we got going right now. Yeah, and we're working on, just different shimming settings for our motor and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. And we have stuff like this.
Actually, get too smooth that we kind of overspin a little bit. So you may, the people watching this video may realize, that doesn't sound right. Well, it is not right yet.
Yeah.
We're kind of working on it.
Yeah.
I love it. Love the color scheme as well. That looks amazing.
That's very nice.
Awesome. All right. So, guys, we're going to move into some viewer questions now. So we've asked a bunch of people in the Australian community if they have any questions for you guys, and we did get inundated with questions for Laylax. So the first one is a question for you, Masaki, and it has come from Dark Nation from Discord. And Dark Nation asked, what are you working on currently? And what direction will we see Laylax or Prometheus take in the future?
What are we working on? Something we're okay to say? Let's see. Well, our schedule is so messed up. Everybody's schedules are so messed up with this COVID. But let's kind of give us a little time to actually sit down, because half of the time is too much. Probably 1/3 of my time is usually out of the office, some other country, or even like going to Tokyo or Chiba, those places. So this is a good opportunity to sit down and talk with all the people in the office and where we want to go from here. Before I tell that subject, I don't know. I kind of want to ask you guys a question as well. That the kind of play style that your people prefer to, because we got so many different type of play style. The traditional mill sim. You go in the woods and spend over the weekend. You may camp out. Some of the diehard, well, you were just there the other month that we had an endurance game, like 24 hours nonstop.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, you used a little thermal and whatever fancy gadget
Nice.
all night, which is not my definition of fun, but he liked it. Some of our office people like it. Then on the other end, like you may, people who check out what's in the airsoft community are nowadays leading into like speed QB type of style. It doesn't need to be that highly competitive. Like we have the game only like say 10, 15 minutes a top. You play 10, 15 times a day with, really high pacing game. Or even more casual, lighter one, like kind of feel that we just went to the last Saturday that Asia, especially in Japan, are known for the public transit are really nicely set up. You don't have to drive everywhere. So many people work in the office, 9 to 6, 9 to 5, whatever. And then we get to spend some fun time nearby. You may be surprised that there's quite a few indoor fields nearby major transit stations.
Yeah.
So you go to the office and you get, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you and your buddy meet up at the indoor field and play for a couple hours. And then beauty of not driving is that you get to grab a beer or whatever, even harder one, and then You don't have to drive back. The train will take you back home. So that's also our kind of way of enjoying the airsoft. And the Lilacs like to cater among the whole play style.
Yep.
So yeah, so direction you may probably not expect from the upgrade company,
Yeah.
like us saying, but we always seeking the idea and the direction that like is airsoft someday can be something like bowling, play pool, darts, karaoke, for example. That's a has to attract wider audience, wider consumers. So
Yes.
we're not about competing. We're not about the showing how tough you are. Or try to spread the positive side of the airsoft, the more about how to enjoy it, how to play hard, but then you don't have to be too aggressive about it. You don't have to be too competitive about it. How to have fun. So we got a lot of parts don't get too much exposure outside of Japan, but we just simply create something to enjoy airsoft, not necessarily just like showing I'm so hardcore or die hard.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's the direction I consciously like to spread among everybody. This positive fun, how much fun that we can have with this airsoft.
See, that's a great underlying philosophy to the brand, isn't it? I mean, it's
Yes,
one of the things
definitely.
I love, absolutely love about Japan
Yep.
is how humble everyone is,
Yeah.
how polite everyone
Very
is,
nice.
and it's generally even just outside of airsoft, like everyone
Yeah.
is just so positive. It's one of the things I absolutely love seeing coming out of the country, and yeah, definitely excites us over here. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Very, very nice. We'll just follow up with that one as well for yourself, Rye. Following on from with Dark Nation, he also asked any plans at all to develop anything Gel Blaster specific. So
We have
The answer prepared.
Yeah, we thought about this. Thank you for your question, Dark Nation.
yeah,
So to answer that, all we can say right now is anything can happen. Never say never.
Anything's possible.
Yeah,
yeah,
but the key factor here, especially for Australia as a community, gel ball, airsoft, whatever, the kind of shooting sports community, and like Masaki said, our aim is to make it more accessible, more fun,
yes,
easy to play. Yes, we do have lots of hardcore parts for the people who want that super top tier gun, but we also sell a lot of stuff like holsters, for example, lots of gun cases like our gun bags.
Oh,
It's
cool.
I like that.
Yeah, and like he said, we ride trains and buses and stuff. So it's like, yeah, if you're carrying a denim gun case, it looks like it looks fashionable, and
Yes.
it doesn't
Could
look
be
like,
like keyboards or something.
it doesn't
Yeah.
look like a gun.
You know
So-
what?
Yes.
That is an amazing thing you've raised there. So sorry for the quick sidetrack, but we just had a meeting with Queensland Police,
Yes.
and one of the things that they actually said was, they've highly recommended that as a community we need to start looking at potentially cases that don't look like gun bags, so we
Yes.
don't incite public fear or panic or
Yeah,
anything like
they-
that. And that's amazing. A product like that, I think, would fit right into that recommendation.
Yeah, very inconspicuous. It doesn't look like the shape of a gun, so it's not going to ring any alarm bells. So yeah, it's awesome.
Exactly. Well, look, I've got a question now for you, Masaki. So this question has come from Aborted, who is from Discord. And Aborted has asked, will we have Prometheus wide use gears in new ratios, such as like 12 to 1, 10 to 1, that sort of thing?
The straightforward answer is no. But the reason is that we're pretty happy with what we are promoting at the moment, the standard setting and the speed setting. Anything, higher speed one, you gotta understand some of the play style difference that since we're doing more but indoor or CQB, kill house, those type of play, many field requires only playing semi, not the full auto.
Yep.
And the higher ratio of those are not in the needs too much. And also, some people, many people actually send a message to us about the asking opposite question, that which we used to have a higher torque set of the gear.
Yep.
Oh, those needs are when the time that the battery discharge rate wasn't too high or didn't have fancy high torque motor like what we can have access to nowadays. So those needs are kind of going downhill as well. So we just, especially this white use gear, we just launched not too long ago, and just right at the moment, we're like waiting people's reaction right now.
Cool. Well, I think it's going to be pretty positive over here in Australia. So, there's a lot of people that I think will be very excited to have their hands on these products.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'll move on with another question here from this one is Asian Wannabe White from Discord.
That's their name.
Yep. All right. He has asked, will you consider using a gel blaster at an airsoft game at all?
I definitely like to play with it.
Yep.
But most difficult, the question is, most of the each of the field, especially Japan is a tiny country, but we have a couple hundreds of commercial airsoft field, indoor and outdoor combined.
Awesome.
And each one of them have regulation of their own. So before you go to the field, you got to check out their website and see what their own local regulation is. And most of the cases, they even limit which brand and weight of the BBs they're allowed to play with.
Yes. Okay.
Whoa.
So mixing these may be tough.
Yes.
Yeah. But Ryan and I had a conversation about this particular subject that would be fun. Sometime on Laylax, currently we got like 40 people working at the office.
Yep.
And sometimes we just lend out the whole field just for us.
Yeah.
And like from the owner of the company to part-time, we all get together and play airsoft together.
That's awesome.
That time we get to choose how we play, what we do. So it would be cool to have Gel Blaster versus airsoft game or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, King of the Hill type thing. I love it. Yep. All right. Well, got another question for you then, please, Masaki. So Big Boss for you from Discord asked, are there plans for selling shells or full blasters that the gel market hasn't already seen yet? So I guess, something leading into this question you should know is, we've got all varieties of AK-47s. We've got all varieties of M4s. So I think they're talking about anything unique. You guys looking at getting into that space?
Again, that's one of those things that never say never situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
But at the moment, you gotta imagine. Let's say you buy high kappa for, I don't know how much it will cost by the time hit your market, but
$5,000.
Then you take a look and start swapping Laylax parts. Then in the end, you may just only using the frame and everything else is Laylax.
Yeah.
Then imagine yourself how much you'll end up spending, right? So if we do all and everything Laylax quality M4 or high kappa, your asking the market that, like, are you willing to spend 800 USD for a single high kappa?
Yes.
Is that can be marketable? Some people say yeah. Like,
Yes.
well, some hardcore people say, oh yeah, I'm willing to spend that much money.
Yep.
But we do, as a commercial company, that those numbers are justifying us entering that market. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then we keep asking ourselves that we are capable, for sure, of releasing our design of whatever the guns.
Yeah.
But at the moment, that's not our direction, intention.
Yep.
At the moment.
See, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, even
Yes.
in Australia, what we find is a lot of the stores will sell stock gel blasters, but then you'll have technicians, such
Yes.
as this guy right here,
Yep.
who will build a gel blaster with all of the upgrade parts,
Yes.
and then you have a small handful of very expensive gel blasters to hit that target market. So I think that's it makes a lot of sense.
Definitely.
What you're saying there for Laylax.
Margins.
Yeah.
And then add something to this subject is that we got a lot of requests or proposal from those airsoft gun manufacturer that they want to corroborate
Yes.
with us.
Yep.
Yep.
So there's a lot of chance that some brand will pre-install Laylax parts and sell limited edition or limited quantity. That could happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Cool.
All right. Another question for yourself, Rai. Natasha from Facebook has asked, what is the scene like in Japan? More milsim or more speed soft?
So thank you for the question, Natasha. And I think Masaki here will agree with me in that we don't see airsoft as like a A or B or a white and black or milsim speed soft. Would you say it's more of like a spectrum?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so true in any situation that if singular mind sounds wonderful and fantastic, but if you get diversity ideas in play style and possibility, and then it gets stronger. So, and we don't say ones are more superior than the others. So yeah, I mean, like Lion just said, whatever you do, I mean, as long as you shoot the little projectile,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, as long as it's fun. And to get to the question directly, Japan is actually the origin of airsoft back in the 80s. And it was made back then for people who want to shoot guns, as Japan is a country where you can't shoot real guns. And it was kind of based in that sport shooting, milsim type of traditional way of style. But as time went on, especially nowadays, a lot more speed. We even have a lot of people who just cosplay and shoot, because Japan has a huge cosplay culture. So yeah, you can see milsimmers, speed softers, a first timer, a mom, a kid, and even speed softers, cosplayers, everyone playing together, same day, same field. As long as everyone has fun, it's a little more casual here, to be more straightforward.
She took in-laws to the game.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah, just a little background. I just got married back in March, and
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
But yeah, I took the in-laws, took the sister-in-laws, husband, everyone. We all went. No one has any interest in guns, but we all had a blast, and that's all that matters.
And adding to this subject, one thing I want to mention again is that about a decade ago, the Japanese government stepped in and said, hey, there's no high-power gun anymore, which means that under 1 joule. Yeah, you get hit and you get some blues and stuff, but you don't get severely scarred or damaged.
Yes.
And that create a whole new players like, wow, it doesn't get hurt too much, then I want to play.
Yes.
And on top, there's a lot more female player get to, like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to play, but I don't want to get shot and get all the blues and bleeding, and I don't want that. But now it doesn't hurt that much. I always fantasize myself, I don't know, like Tomb Raiders or whatever, Black Lagoon, I don't know, but they picture themselves playing among all the guys. So that made it happen because of the government.
Cool.
Pushing us to play, under 1 joule. So that create another huge, like Ryan just said, about the cosplay type of, gamers or more casual, more of a fashionable.
More accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
And can still stay pretty afterwards.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't mess up the face or anything.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, we're going to move into what I think will be the fun part of this interview now. So this first question is for both of you. So it is, what is the scariest Australian creature you have heard about?
I've never been there, so I want to experience this myself, but God, have anything?
Should we tell these guys about the drop bear?
Oh, the drop bears.
You guys heard of that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard of it, but.
Have you heard of it, Masaki? The drop bear?
Yeah. Oh, please.
Oh.
Explain.
Man, it's. Have you seen a koala before? Like, if you don't know what a koala is. So picture a koala, bright, sort of like it's got red eyes, as if someone's taken a camera, and you got that red eye from the camera flash, and then they've got claws, probably 2-3 inches.
Oh, at least.
Yeah,
Depends how
very
angry
much
they
razor
get.
sharp. It's sharp like coral.
Yeah.
And they drop from the trees.
Yeah.
We had this chat with Tim from Red Wolf Airsoft not long ago.
Yeah.
We were saying it was similar to the snakes that drop from the trees there, but these are drop bears, and they claw you up, and they've been known to really hurt people in Australia. It's crazy.
They can you can lose a limb. It's not uncommon to lose a whole arm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got to be really careful, like coming to the fields here, like you will be with us. Okay. So when you do come to visit, I know we've spoken about it already. We will make sure you're looked after, and, if need be, we'll show you ways you can make sure that they don't drop on you. So, yeah, very
When I read this question, only one thing that popped in my head was the Squiddy from Matrix. That's filmed in Australia. So.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Cool.
Another question: are you guys going to look at possibly visiting Australia after the COVID situation disappears?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Great stuff.
We would love to go to Australia, not only to see the community, but actually go and play with the fans.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna play? I just wanna go take a vacation, kind of kick back.
Well, you guys are going to be really well looked after for the vacation, because we have in the warehouse, we've actually marked out a little spot on the concrete for you where you guys can stay. And we'll have like free bucket of water so you can wash yourself, and it's 5-star accommodation over here.
All right.
No drop bears. So
no drop bears
in the
here.
warehouse.
Yeah, there's a roof. So
I'm happy there's no drop bears.
Well, just make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's the only thing we request.
And as long as you have some concrete in Japan as well, that we can come and stay as well. I would love to get over there.
We recently moved into the new office, and we can spare some.
We got cardboard over there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Keep us warm.
Nice piece of carpet or something for us to lie on. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, that sounds like
thinking about organizing some international, gaming event that, because of based on this frustration of not being able to fly out or
Yes.
not welcome anybody in, that we've been thinking about like, okay, once these things, settle, and then let's organize some like Laylax international gaming event or people gathering or something like that. So when that happens, you guys are all welcome.
Awesome.
yes.
Yeah, there'll be
Looking
loads of
forward.
people that'll
Yes.
come over for that. So that'll be pretty cool. And same when you come to Australia, as we've already spoken about, we've got the Slop Raiders, we got
Yep.
Primal as well.
Yep.
Plenty of teams here that will be able to
Definitely.
host you guys and take you around, show you the different fields. So that'll be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So another question, I guess this one's for both of you guys as well. What do each of you prefer, an AR or a pistol? So maybe if we start with you first, Masaki.
Oh, I
Tough
that's
question.
a tough question because it's always the pistol's in my hip or
Yeah.
then play AR. So yeah, my primary is the AR,
Yep.
but every now and then, especially thinking of my age, after a few games I get too tired, and then it's like, oh, I gotta ditch this heavy shit, and I just gotta go, pistol.
Go John Wick. Awesome.
Yeah, and how about you, Ryan?
Yeah, it's difficult for me to choose. I used to be like exclusively a high kappa player. Like I love to wield the kind of
Oh,
rainbow
Oh.
kind of
very
shiny stuff.
nice.
That's nice.
No, don't put it down.
Yeah, send it to me. Wow.
Yeah, I used to be primarily high kappa and just handgun. But the major disadvantage is ammo, right? You can
Yes.
only carry so many magazines. So I switched over to something like this. So a short,
Ooh.
Very nice.
kind of like a SBR, and I run adapters and stuff for 9mm type MP5 mags. So
Cool.
keep the mags small, but the platform medium size.
Yep.
Mostly playing in Japan. Like even when I played in the US, which is completely different than here, I tend to go with the more lightweight nylon polymer like receivers, not a whole lot of metal.
Yep.
I used to be all like, oh, full metal, but I like to run around a lot. I'm more of the
Yes.
kind of speed QB type of play.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, look, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Now, can you please share with the Australian community here what the best way would be to follow you guys on social media? Where can we find you?
All right, so I run most of the international social media and specifically Instagram. So our Instagram at Laylax Official, and then our Facebook at Laylax International. And we post similar posts at least twice a week. So you can see all of our current products and all the upcoming things, as well as custom builds like you saw during this stream. So yeah, our Instagram and Facebook would be the best.
Not many people realize or get to see is that we have at least 5 to 10 new items each and every month. So
Wow.
checking
cool.
the Instagram probably is the best way to keep up what's up, what's new, what's coming up. So.
Very cool. All right, thanks for
That's
sharing that with us, guys. All right, so for you guys at home, I'm Dan from Ausgel, and remember, you can find us right here on Facebook, also on Instagram at Ausgel Ammo. If you're desperate, you can see us on TikTok, and we're also on YouTube as Ausgel.
And myself, I'm Lee from M4A1. So you can find us at m4a1gelblaster.com. We also have Facebook and Instagram. And if you're looking for myself at Primal Tech Armory, Instagram is Primal Tech Armory or Built by Lee.
Awesome. All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.